You are listening to the Crazy Town Podcast, Season 1, Episode 2. Today we'll be discussing urinal etiquette, the importance of security guards, and a Folger's coffee commercial about incest. All that and more today on the Crazy Town Podcast.
Bunyan, take three!
Hello, and welcome back to the Crazy Town Podcast. We have made it to a second episode. I, once again, am your host, Jonas. Thank you again for taking the time to listen to me and my random brain rambling around about all sorts of dumb shit. Today, I wanted to start the show out. I had a weird experience at a urinal, but before I get to that story, it got me thinking about urinal etiquette. If there's any ladies listening, I do apologize. You may not know about this, but I doubt there's probably many of you listening. If there is, I'm glad, and thank you and welcome. But anyways, for guys, there's like rules of pissing in a urinal that I think we all kind of abide by. I don't know if we've ever sat down and thought about the specifics of them. So I decided to look up online if someone else had taken the time to sit down and write a etiquette of urinal pissing, because it's a very important topic. It's at the hearts of every man in this world, I found a couple articles. I'll post the links up on the blog after I get done with this episode. But basically, there was one, it was like the bro code or some dumb shit, some fucking bro-ass bro thing. And like some other thing, I think it may have been from the UK. It was like the urinal 10 commandments. So I took some of them and I wanted to touch base on them because, as guys, we all piss in urinals constantly when we're out and about. One of the first ones that was on the list was don't use your phone while at the urinal. Like, don't hold your dick in one hand and then be texting your buddy with the other one. This one, I don't know how I feel about. I can say I have been guilty of this in the past. I don't make it a habit to hold my dick and my phone at the same time in public, but I'll leave that one as what it is. The second one was no talking. I'm a big fucking proprietor of no talking. This is one of the most commonly broke fucking rules in my book. I'm sitting there, I'm in public, I have my penis in my hand. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to my best friend of 20 years. So I definitely don't want a stranger to be like, how about them Cubs? Oh, dude, I don't give a fuck about the Cubs. I don't give a fuck about you. I'm peeing. I'm pissing. I'm using a function of my body that I don't want to talk to another man while I'm doing. So I agree with that one. That one needs to be number one as far as I can tell. Let me know what you think about that, but I'm pretty sure most of us will agree that the no talking is pretty fucking high up there for us. This next one's pretty important. It's like the gap rule, the max distance. This one can be really fucking confusing to probably women if we try to explain it to them, but it's the rule of basically if you go into a urinal, bathroom, you don't go into the urinal, and there's a man at a urinal. Say there's 5 urinals. The guy's at the second urinal from the left. So there's 1 to his left and 3 to his right. What urinal do you pick? Well, first off, the man should be at the first urinal, the first one. So they'll leave 4 open to his right. But let's not talk about that. So you don't go right next to a man holding his dick if there's an option to go farther. So you automatically throw out the 1 to his left and the 1 to his right. I mean, that just gives him space to hold his dick in peace while he's trying to pee. So now I could go the third one down from him, or the one on the end. So I mean, either one. But basically, I think what they're trying to get to on this rule is you don't get right next to a dude while he's pissing. I don't care if it's your brother or your best friend forever. You don't walk up to him while he's pissing and be like, and stand right next to him, especially when there's other places that you can go. Now, the fourth one was get close to the urinal. So basically, when you're going to the urinal, I mean, you don't want to stand back so far that the guy can just see your dick if he just happens to glance in that direction. So down the road, I'm going to get to another one. I'm sure I'll touch base on it now. It's don't peek. I mean, basically everybody knows this. You don't look at the guy's dick while you're pissing. No matter how much, for whatever gay reason you want to look over at somebody, you don't look down. Don't look at their dick. It just is what it is. But if the man is standing like a foot and a half away from the urinal, that almost throws that other rule out the window because you can't. I mean, he's not even trying to protect it. He just has it out in the open. So you got to be close enough that other people can't see your dick by accident, like at the normal like ocular fucking vision cone from your head. But you also, there's another part to this. You got to watch out for splashback. What splashback is, and I think we've all been there, we got a little too close to the urinal, and when we pee, it fucking hits the back of it and splashes back on our clothes, which is fucking disgusting. But I think we've all been there. You get a little too close, you're a little too fucking uncomfortable, or whatever the reason is, you get a little too close, then you end up with piss on yourself, which is nobody's fucking friend. That is where I stand on that. I think that's a pretty fair rule. No singing, humming, or grunting. Nobody wants to hear you fucking moan. Like, oh, God, I had to pee so bad. Yeah, bro, I did too. That's why I'm in the bathroom. Like, I don't need you to fucking moan, grunt. I don't need you in there singing fucking your favorite Twisted Sister song from the 80s or any of that shit. Just get in there and piss, shut your fucking mouth, wash your hands, and get out. Okay? So another one was no small talk. Kind of fits in with talking. Like, so I mean, definitely don't talk about anything important, but don't just chit chat, dude. No one expects it from you. Don't fucking do it. Then we move into don't overdo the shake. Now, I think you may have all heard the phrase before. If you shake it more than twice, you're playing with it, or shake it 3 times, you're playing with it. That's pretty true. I mean, you can shake it off, but you don't want to like beat it back and forth on your legs. I mean, you are in public. There are other dudes around. I mean, just shake it out, but don't fucking stand there like you're fucking trying to win a gold medal, man. You're just trying to fucking shake the piss out your dick so you don't dribble in your pants. Couple other little ones like don't spit in the urinal, which I don't know. I mean, whatever. And then, then my favorite, don't pull your underwear all the way down to your ankles. So I don't think anyone does this. I had a kid in my first grade class. I clearly remember every time we walked into the bathroom, he would just drop his fucking trousers. Bam. Didn't give a fuck in the world. You turn the corner, bare ass hanging out. Fucking, he's not close to the toilet. It's like fucking just like all out for the world to see. I think that's more of a kid thing. But as an adult, especially, don't go in the fucking urinal and drop your pants to the ground. Nobody wants to see your ass while you're at the urinal. Period. The end. Those are a couple of the rules. I mean, let me know what you think about those. I think most of them are pretty legit. I mean, you can always hit me up, thecrazytown.com. You can also hit me up at crazytownpodcast@gmail or on Twitter at thecrazytownpod. Any of those, hit me up. Let me know what you think about those, whatever. But to my story now. So I live in a pretty big city. Probably like top 10, 12 cities in the country. And I was downtown on a Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening, and I stopped in at a donut shop. They have a crazy donut shop. They have all sorts of crazy shit. But so I had to take a piss, and I go into the bathroom, and I'm the only one in there when I walk in. It's a small bathroom. There's like 2 urinals in a stall. So I go in, and I'm just standing there pissing, and this like little kid walks in. Probably, I don't know, 5 years old. So I'm standing there peeing, and he comes up to the urinal next to me. And just luckily, it's one of those situations where it has like the lower urinal for the little kid. Don't know why it's there. Downtown fucking city. So I'm standing there. I'm doing my thing. I'm staring. I'm following all the rules. I'm close. I'm not looking, doing whatever. And all of a sudden I hear, "Hi, what's your name?" And I'm like, oh God, I'm going to fucking jail. So I'm standing there, I have my dick in my hand, and there's a 5-year-old kid talking to me about what my name is. And I go, hi, I'm Jonas. What's your name? And he goes, hi, I don't know, fucking Stevie or whatever. I don't know. I didn't pay attention. And I go, oh, cool. Hey, yeah, all right. And then I go back to peeing, whatever. Then the kid's like, what's your favorite color? And I'm like, oh my God, I'm seriously going to get fucking arrested. This kid's mom's going to come in here, and me and him are going to be talking with our dicks in our hand, and it is not going to be good. And I'm like, I don't know, black. Black's my favorite color. And he's like, oh, I like fucking silver or green or some shit. And I go, oh, cool. And then he asked me one more question. Something about if I knew about what some fucking TV show was, and I didn't because I'm not 5. And I go, no, I don't know. And he's like, okay. And he goes and washes his hands and he fucking leaves. So as weird as a fucking experience this was for a grown-ass man, to a little kid, it was nothing. It just shows the difference between, like, your mindset when you're an adult and your mindset when you're, like, a little kid. Like, in my head, I'm thinking I'm going to fucking jail. And this little kid's just like, oh, here's a stranger in the bathroom. Let's talk to him about colors and fucking TV shows. I mean, God, what it would be to be that fucking old again and not have a care in the world. I mean, holy shit. On that note, the Crazy Town Podcast. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody, to the Crazy Town Podcast. I noticed the other day when I was going to work that they have like a gate at the front. There's like a security guard that sits there. And, you know, I know that security guards are important to our society, kind of. Like, I know a lot of them only have like a flashlight or like a fucking walkie-talkie or whatever, but I mean, they do provide a basic, I guess it would be basic simulation of security, and they have a great narking ability. They can let you know some danger is about to happen or tell you that you're doing something you shouldn't be doing real quick. Yeah, real good at that. I mean, they're basically like professional fun stoppers and tattletales, if you think about it. They really have no other job than to make sure you're not doing something that they think you're not supposed to do, or let everyone know that something bad is happening. They don't really stop it, but they're real good at letting you know what's happening. Like, hey, you can't be over there, or hey, you can't smoke there, or hey, everybody, the bank robber's here. I mean, whatever. I mean, it's not. It's like, I don't even know. It's fucking weird, man. But some security guards are way too fucking old. Like, I don't have anything at all against old people. Like, I mean, I'm not old, but I mean, eventually I'll be old. And I like old people. I like people with gray hair. I like people that have a lot of life experience. They can tell you a ton of cool shit. If you sit down and talk to like a 65-year-old dude, sometimes if they still have their wits about them, sometimes they have a lot of really cool shit to talk about. But you shouldn't be a security guard. Like, they should have to take like a basic fitness test. Like, you can get up and down out of your chair 10 times in an 8-hour shift and not fucking hurt yourself. I mean, police have a fitness test. I mean, to be a cop, you can't just like fucking originally eat fucking whatever you want and whatever. Now, as time goes on, I mean, there's a lot of out of shape cops, right? But to get into the fucking academy, you gotta like be fit. You can't like, you gotta like run and do push-ups and shit. And I'm not even saying a security guard needs to run and do push-ups, but like, you can like walk without getting winded. That would be a good one. That would be really good. You can't rip your skin off your arm like wax paper. I'm sorry, that was a little over the top. But you get what I mean. Like, you need to have some sort of like ability to function as a person. Now, I'm not trying to compare real police to security guards. No offense. No way, shape, or form. I mean, I respect the police. They have a really hard fucking job that I wouldn't want to do. But basically, I think a good rule of thumb is that, like, if I could punch you in your rib cage and break your ribs into your lungs just from the brute force of my fucking hand, you shouldn't be a security guard. I mean, I don't think that's a bad stipulation. I mean, some of these guys you look at, you could fucking like toss them a softball and you'd break their fucking hand. I mean, like they're so old. They were alive like when Cleopatra was. It was like their fucking prom date or something. But anyways, back to my fucking thing. So like I go to work and they have this lady at security guard. It's like this chubby old black lady with this giant gray afro. Like, what the fuck is she gonna do if shit pops off? She doesn't even get out of her chair. She doesn't even look up to wave at you when you're coming in the gate. I could be a goddamn terrorist with a bomb van and she'd just be looking at Facebook on the goddamn computer. I mean, like, if she tried to do anything, what is she gonna do? Hyperventilate the perp into submission? She's gonna breathe on him real heavy and fast? Maybe she just ate some fucking garlic? I don't know. But my point is, like, if you're going to provide the illusion of safety or security, you should at least have the illusion that you're able to do anything. I mean, I don't really think that's too much to ask, but I mean, I know the world is a pretty fucking crazy place, and I'm just a fucking crazy guy with a microphone. What do I know about life? So let me know what you think about that. I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be right back on the Crazy Town Podcast.
Where am I?
All right, we are back. Welcome back to the Crazy Town Podcast. I'm going to talk about this commercial I saw online the other day. Now, I'm pretty sure this is an old commercial. I don't know how the fuck I missed this. I think it's like quite a few years old, like 2009 or something. I mean, fuck. I don't know. And maybe you've heard of it, maybe you haven't. If you haven't, great. I'll post the GIF image. I'll post not the GIF, I'm sorry, the fucking YouTube videos of like the commercial and the extended cut parody that I found that I think are fucking hilarious in like the most wrong way possible. So you can check them out. So basically, there's this Folgers commercial, and it is like the epitome of fucking brother sister incest. Like, so let me give you a breakdown of the real commercial. So like this brother, he has like a stocking cap on. He's all like, fucking, he knocks on the door and fucking the sister answers. And he says something all fucking, witty, like, oh, I must have the wrong house. Like, it just starts out like a fucking porno. And she's like, oh my God, it's brother. And like, she gives him a fucking hug and talks about, she's like, I missed you so much. And like, they like walk into the kitchen. And she's like, I stayed up all night waiting for you. And I don't know how this fits, but his response is something like, oh yeah, it takes a long way to get here from Africa. Like, Africa? Like, what the fuck were you doing in Africa, dude? Like, why is that relevant? Why couldn't you just say, yeah, my flight got delayed? Like, how is being from fucking Africa any more relevant to this 30-second commercial than you being anywhere else? Or, I got off work late. Oh, that drives a bitch. Anything but Africa. That's what they choose. Mind you, they're two of the whitest fucking people I've ever seen. So he comes in and he like sniffs the coffee pot in this weird fucking way. I don't know who does that. And that's where you see the Folgers can. And you're like, ooh, I like Folgers. And so does this guy. And he's from Africa. So like he comes in the kitchen or whatever. And like she jumps up on the fucking the fucking island in the center of the fucking kitchen. Like she jumps up on the thing like a little girl talking to her dad. And he's like, here, I brought you something. And he hands her like this little box. I don't know. It's like, I don't know, 4x4x4, it's like a little square, has a bow on top. And like, they both like kind of like cheesily grin at each other like, ooh, hey, I'm so glad you're here. And then she grabs the fucking bow off the box, puts it on his shoulder and goes, you're my present this year. And then it's like, Folgers, coffee for da-da-da-da-da-da. And who the fuck says that their brother is their present? In the way she said it wasn't just like, oh, I'm happy you're home. I'm glad you're here. That's all I need. It was like fucking totally with undertones of like incestual banging going on. So like, and I'm pretty sure like from what I found when I did a little bit of research on this, like I'm pretty sure everyone thought it was a fucking crazy incest commercial back in the day. But So what I found, like how I originally came across this, I came across a GIF image online that was like it had like all the words of a parody like underneath it, and I went and found the actual commercial, parody commercial online. I'll put it up on the blog for everybody. So basically, at the beginning's the exact same. So then it shows like she's like, "Oh, you're my present this year," and then like it like shows like the parents busting in the kitchen, and like the fucking brother or sister are like fucking forehead to forehead, like like gazing into each other's eyes, and the fucking so like the dad's like, "What are you doing here? You need to leave," or maybe the mom said it or something, and he's like, "We know you're trying to fuck your sister." And they talk about how they sent him away to Africa for a reason. Now, this is legit. Like, that would really tie in why the fucking brother was in Africa. Like, his parents sent him there because him and his sister would try to fuck all the time. Like, it's just a weird fucking situation. So then they're standing there for a second, and then all of a sudden the brother goes, "Yeah, we're fucking." And, like, the parents just, like, lose it. Like, the mom's like, "Oh, my God, my babies are banging." And the dad's like, "You son of a bitch." And, like, he's like, "What's in the box?" And so it immediately reminds me of, like, fucking Seven, where he's like, "What's in the box?" And it's, like, his wife's fucking head. So, like, he's doing kind of something like that. And he grabs the box, and she's like, "No, it's my present. He's my present this year." And fucking, so, like, the dad opens it, and it's a fucking wedding ring. And then the brother gets down on one knee, like, in this whole moment of chaos. And he's like, "Sister, we have so much in common because we've grown up together," or some fucking thing. And like then the dad like tackles him on the floor like in the middle of this and like starts like hitting him, and the mom's like, "No," and the sister's like, "Get off him, he's my dick." And like the mom grabs her and she's like yanking her away from this whole situation, and like the last thing you fucking see is like the sister screaming like in those like one of those end of the movie screams. She's like, "I just want to fuck my brother." And that's like Folgers. Brings family closer or some fucking dumb shit. I don't know why I find this shit so fucking funny. Because incest is really fucking gross. But for some reason, it's fucking hilarious. You really have to come check this shit out on the blog. We'll have the links up there for you. And since we're on such a high note, I guess that's a great place to wrap everything up for today. Episode 2, finally fucking done. Had a lot of fun with this one. Had some fucking weird topics that I enjoyed talking about. Who doesn't like fucking incest, old people, and urinals? But I do, again, want to thank everybody for listening. I very, very much appreciate it. Like, as much fucking retarded joking as I do, I really do appreciate you guys taking the time to listen to this. If anyone's made it through the second edition, please like this on SoundCloud or share it or fucking repost it or anything else. I really, really much would appreciate that. Once again, if you want to email me, crazytownpodcast@gmail.com. Our Twitter is @thecrazytownpod, not podcast, just @thecrazytownpod. The website for these podcasts is thecrazytown.com. Once again, thecrazytown.com. And of course, on SoundCloud, you can see us at soundcloud.com/thecrazytownpodcast. Thank you so much. I hope to have another episode up very soon, and I hope everyone has a great weekend and life, and I am out.